Go. Yes.
I mean, that's going to be
Somebody else. Okay. I love her.
Guys are-
And her grandpa.
Get
all the way out. Like, okay, no. He's gonna make it. He's gonna just get back.
No pressure, guys.
All the
He goes
story.
dancing every week.
I'm muted, my video's on.
And I'm sharing right now, but I'll allow you to share when we're ready.
But if you have.
They think they're good.
And 2 weeks ago.
There's all-
What are we talking about?
You want to go first?
Oh,
You're right, not even
What's mine? Yes.
Hours before the party. All the kids had it, and then the kids got food, and it was like, but, he should be doing better. It only the kids go, it could be an alcohol.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It's so nice to see all your smiling faces. Before we get started, we do have a few guests in the room. So for those who aren't aware, I'm going to give you where the facilities are in case you need to use them at any time. So as you came in the front door, there's a men's and women's bathroom just outside the front reception area. Also, if you go out this door, either left or right, you will eventually find your way to a large resource area with another men's and women's bathroom. Those are single. We've got a couple stalls and the other one's back here. So if at any time you need to use the facilities, just feel free to go on. Hi, Selena, how are you? There is still food. If you have not had lunch and you're famished, please help yourself, whether you're a KW agent or you're a guest with us. We will feed whoever is hungry. So there are still cookies, chips, and sloppy joes in there, I think. So feel free to help yourself. So, what's that? Yes, coffee, tea, water as well. There's a water filling station. So please make yourself at home, as we say. I'm so thrilled to have you here. As I said in my video, for those that saw it, unless you've been living under a rock, you know about AI, right? And you certainly should be understanding at this point that it's here to stay. Now, I don't agree with some of the statements that some folks have made that AI is going to replace real estate agents, right? Mm-hmm. We heard that about, we've heard that time and time again, right? Real estate agents are going to be replaced. People still desire that human connection, that human touch, the boots on the ground, right? However, what you will hear me say is if you do not learn and adapt, you will be passed by the agents who have mastered AI, who are using AI. So in our last Agent Leadership Council meeting that we held here, this was a topic of discussion, and it became pretty apparent that we, even though have been speaking about AI quite a bit, we've been providing training on AI for well over a year, that we're still not talking about it enough. And the, I guess, poll in the room was, we need to start having regular masterminds. So I'm thrilled to see a full room at our first official mastermind. So y'all are going to be a little bit of a guinea pig for us, or guinea pigs for us, because this is our first one that we're holding. However, it's not going to be the last. So I hope that if you find value in what we're going to discuss today in the room, just know it's an open invitation for you to come back for future masterminds as well. That's how we work here at Keller Williams, is we openly share mastermind best practices. So without further ado, are there any questions before we get started? Okay, we have a couple presenters today, and then we're also going to leave time at the end for questions and answers. And also, we want to hear from you. And what I want you to know is if you're using AI in any sort of capacity, whether it's related to your business or maybe your personal life, because if it helps you with your personal life, couldn't you argue that that therefore also helps you with your business life? Yes, right? Because maybe it's helping you stay organized, or it's doing something, it's adding something to your life, okay? So we will leave time at the end, and we will ask the question, is there anyone in the room that is using a particular AI platform or tool, or have they used And have they used that platform or tool to make adjustments, whether they're small or large in their businesses? How has that impacted your business? And guys, no suggestion or share is too small, right? Even little things or that you consider insignificant can be really big to someone else. It might really change the way that they do business. So I'm excited to kick things off today. And I think we're starting with Mo. Yes, Mo Mohammed. So Mo is going to talk about a particular, is it a platform, Mo, that you like to use?
It's an
Okay, okay.
It's an app.
Okay, so come on up, Mo. We're going to kick it off with Mo. Again, guys, we want this to be participative. So if you have questions or suggestions, or maybe perhaps you're using something similar, we want to hear from you. Don't be shy. Thanks, Mo.
Hello. This is the biggest group I've ever taught in this So I'll use what they always say. Imagine everybody is naked in the room. So you know. So if I'm looking at you, don't get shy. Okay. Don't worry, I'll look on the board, so we'll be fine. Kevin is not here, so everybody's safe. All right, guys. So as we know, there's like hundreds and hundreds of AIs. It's just I've been taking a couple classes in the last couple months, and my focus is to really deep dive into AI. And I mean, I've listened to a couple podcasts and a couple experts in the industry, and AI is not here to replace us. It's here to make us a better agent. And those of us who learn and implement how to use AI are those who are going to do better than the rest that are not using it. It's like when the .com first came out, I was not around. But then those who learned how to use .com and the internet, did better than those who did not. So this is just another thing in this generation. And AI is just like the new internet that we all need to use and learn how to use it. So without further ado, so I decided to focus on at least 4 specific AI systems that I think personally will help me and my business. But then Drew and William, we're going to be talking about a couple of other ones that are also good. So I'm just here to share what I use. Feel free to use them. If you have any question, please always reach out to me. I'm here to help. Share the little bit that I know. The first one that I'm super, super excited about to use is Walt AI. Walt AI is an AI system that was created only for real estate agents, right? So every other AI that's out there, anyone else can use it. It's available for any sort of business, but Walt AI is mainly for real estate agents. What it does is, we always hear in the Keller Williams, the 411 system, where you need to call the people in your database, reach out to these people. But then sometimes we have people's phone numbers, but we don't know what their addresses are, emails, or even their first names, right? We only have a phone number sometimes. So what Walt AI does is, you download the app in your phone, and then you give them permission to your contact list. And then what it does is, it pulls everybody in your contact list. It will give you the phone numbers, email addresses, and also the home addresses. But also it will tell you what their age is, how old are they. But the best thing about it is, every Monday, it will send you a list of people who are most likely to sell or move from their current home. And it will give you a rating of 1 up to 10. And it will tell you this person is most likely out of 7 out of 10, most likely will be moving in the next couple months. So that gives you your chance for you to reach out to them and introduce yourself and tell them, hey, listen, I see that you live in this address for some time. Maybe you can do a CMA before you call them, give them some numbers, tell them this is the value you have in your house. Will you be interested in selling, or maybe renting or buying another one, and get the equity out of your home? So this is what I like about it. It's really, there's so many people that I've came across within the last couple of years that went ahead and bought a house with another realtor, but I still have their phone numbers. And then I started reaching out to them and tell them, hey, the last time we worked, it didn't work out. I see that you bought a house about 5 years ago. Rates are kind of better now. Are you thinking about moving, buying? I've got a couple of leads out of it, so it's worth giving a shot and picking up the phone calls. And the best thing about it is, it does have an AI system where it will generate emails and text messages for you, so that you don't even have to think about what do you want to say. So it will generate for you. All you got to do is just hit send, and you automatically forward it to your email, your phone number, or your text, whatever you use, and then directly send from your phone number to the client. So that's Walt AI. And yes, well,
Is there a cost with
It's free for now, so use it before they start charging us.
They give you so many free views a day, and then you can like buy more views. But I've never had an issue with when you need to check out a client for someone. It's free.
Can you stop it from learning from your data, pulling your data about your clients?
I'm not sure because that's what it's supposed to do. So I don't think it will get any communication that you're having with them because you're not communicating through the app, you communicate through your phone from your normal text message and emails. All it does for you is just gets you the information, tells you, reach out to this person. That's pretty much it. So it doesn't see what's happening behind the scene unless you document in there and say, I reached out to so-and-so. This is the timeline they're thinking about then. That's all it does, but
Does it give you any idea of what it's using to pull the ranking system or how it ranks people from 1 to 10?
not really.
There is a section here called "How is this score calculated?" Let me pull it up. Real quick.
Why am I on that list?
I mean, it's really creepy because
So they're pulling information from property records, court records, everything. It's like white pages, Spokio. It's that same information, but they weight it by the property they own is 36% of the weighting. Their bio and what it can find on them is 16%. Their financial crumbs are 9%. The family history is 6%. Residence length is 5%, and then AVM is 5%. It looks like
AVM is what?
the like a Zillow rating, the RPR rating. It's an automated price.
Realtor property resource.
Yeah.
so mostly it gets from the public resource that's out there. So what it does is it saves you time from going to website and everything in one place.
Is it feeding more data into somewhere central that it stores it?
It's looking at the contacts in your phone, and then it takes their email or phone number that you have, and it searches for their public record. So White Pages, Spokio does that same thing. This is just, instead of you telling it, I want you to find this person, it is just automatically finding it for you of everyone in your phone.
Can you create a spreadsheet that of all, like, I'm sure everybody has some gaps in contacts. Once it finds all that, you would like print them.
So what I've done is I just go person to person. There's some people that don't have the emails or addresses in command, and I just get it from here, and then I just kind of forward it to my command so that I have the full data in my system. But I haven't figured out a way to get everything downloaded. It gives you the email and the address so that you can be able to just kind of put it in your database.
So everything's based off your phone with this?
Yes.
Do you have any, is there any ability to have it to your computer?
I
It does say it connects to Google, but I haven't investigated. Or
it just
Gmail.
connects to your email, your Gmail, because the Gmail and the people you communicated with. But I've only been focusing on the phone side because I have people's phone numbers, but I don't have the emails or addresses. So I've just been mainly using it to just use for my database and my phone numbers and stuff like that.
This may be an overlapping question, but as most of us sync our phones to our computers, does that automatically give it an open line to our computers?
No. I don't think so. No. I think it's just for that specific, like all it's asking you is just to give a permission to your contact information that you already have saved. And that's pretty much, they don't see what's going on behind the scenes on your phone or anything like that.
Thank you.
Does it create to a spreadsheet or CSV file or anything like that?
No. 'Cause I'm sure they want to keep you using the app. So if you get all the information, there's no reason for you to keep going back to it. So
I also want, like the MLS makes it very difficult to download people, and it all has to do with TCPA. Do not call. They don't want it. They don't want their platform to make it easy for you to screw up, get mad at them. So a lot of times platforms like this will keep you in the platform so that they aren't brought into any type of lawsuit.
I have a question, just a general overall question. When I went to United Set, few AI training classes, and the lawyer there said absolutely under no circumstances should we connect any of our contact lists or book of business with any AI platforms, because it's basically pulling in the information, and it's anything we put in our system of theirs that is going into that AI and being shared, and therefore making us exposed to liability that no one's going after right now. Like, are you concerned about that? Do you worry about that?
This is just pulling public information.
But so they're pulled from my notes in my phone, because
No,
like I
no, it's literally just reading their name and their email, or like the information in the phone number, and then it's just seeing, can it find a public record on them? So like, if they don't have a white pages or they're not findable in that sense, it's not generating random stuff. So like I've gone through, there are contacts of mine that I can't find anything on.
Yep.
So yeah, if they're not already in a public database, it's not finding new information.
But is it taking my information and then putting that out there?
I mean, the app is saving your information, I'm sure, but it isn't connected to any of this is an internal app that just a real estate agent is making herself. So it's very small scale.
That's helpful.
And if the person, as Drew said, just if they don't have any public information out there, then all you get is the phone number that you already had saved and nothing else. That's pretty much it. So there's no guarantee that 100% of everyone in your database will have some sort of information with them. It's only those who are out there publicly, those are the ones that they'll be able to get it to you. So technically what it's doing is just saving you time for you to not go out there in other websites and look this information for yourself, and they're just kind of making it easier for you. That's pretty much it. Any more questions about this app? If not, I'd like to move on to my next one. The next one I use is called Folio. It's a Chrome extension. It's not an app. It's just an extension. And what it does is, what I use it for is that it keeps track of all your transactions, right? That's something that we have for command and you can use for command. But someone like me who doesn't go into command as I'm supposed to do it, I'm working on it. All I do is just contract comes in, give it to Nikki. That's the last time I check it out. And then, I don't do nothing else with command, right? Drew and I have been working on it, and that's something I'm working on, becoming better at it. But meanwhile, this is something I use in AI. What it does is it just kind of helps you create a timeline for your client that you'll be able to share with them when the closing is, any deadlines, earnest monies, or, if they're supposed to do inspection, all that stuff. So that it makes it easy for you. Just click a couple of clicks, send it to them. They know when the deadline is for the inspection, when they're supposed to be making the payment for their earnest money. But also any communication between you and anyone else about that specific transaction, it creates a folder for you, and it will save all the documents in there for you. So then you don't have to wander around looking for emails. You can just go to the website and be able to find any documents that you're looking for in there. Folio, Folio. It's a Chrome extension. And then, yeah, it's a Chrome app, yeah. So they give you I believe about 30 days for free. And then it's really very inexpensive. For a year, I paid $120 something for a year. So it's really, play around first, see if you like it. If you like it, maybe get the subscription. If you don't like it, then you don't have to pay for it. After 30 days, it kind of expires. And then my third AI that I kind of like to play around is called Midjourney AI. It does generate photos, right? And what I like about it is, unlike other AI systems, you cannot tell if the photo is real or not, because it does an amazing job doing it. And what I use it for my socials. I don't market it. All I do is just, people love to see nice things, right? When we post amazing kitchen, bedroom, stuff like that. So I always just use it for social media entertainment purposes. So, but also you can generate other photos with it. So it's up to you, how do you want to use it? I just want to put it out there if you're looking for any AI generated photos, websites that you're looking for. It's called Midjourney AI.
And that's one of the few that you actually retain the rights to the photos. If you generate them, supposedly in their user agreement, they say you are the owner. I don't know how that holds up in court, but it is the only platform that does say you now own this photo. Most other platforms, they own the photo if you generate.
What does it cost?
Midjourney, Midjourney AI.
I think it's like $13 a month.
Something like that, yeah. All the AIs, I just get 1 year subscription, to be honest, because then it forces me to keep using them. So then I know I paid for a year and I want to make the best use out of it. So, and then one-time payment of $100 something. Yeah, it does add up. Maybe $500. That's my budget for the year to spend on AI. And then, between all my 4 AI systems I use, so the 3 that we've talked so far, and then ChatGPT is another one that I use. But everybody knows ChatGPT. I'm sure there's people who are more knowledgeable than I am, so I'm here to learn about it too. And then the other one is Perplexity. I can never pronounce it right way, but
Perplexity.
yes, there we go. That's something that William will be teaching today, and I'm actually very excited about it. I don't want to get ahead of myself with William, so I'll leave it to him that one. But these are the AI systems I'm using. And then one thing I want to leave with you guys is education without implementation is just an entertainment. So whatever we learn today, please make sure at least pick one AI system and make sure you utilize it. Make your times worth it. Thank you, guys.
Talk about a little bit. Any questions for him before we hand it over to William? Any questions on any of these systems that he's using? Anybody? Okay, thanks, Malcolm.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Okay, for those of you who don't know William, this is William Schultz. He's going to talk about Perplexity, Gamma, LM, and I don't know, maybe
If there's time, I might sneak another one in. So, hey, how's everybody doing today? Good. So, how many of you guys are currently using ChatGPT? All right. How many guys are using Google Gemini? How many are using Claude? Okay. And then how many are using Perplexity? That's one that Mo just mentioned. Just 1, 2. We got 2, 3 Perplexity users. Okay. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you guys how you can use Perplexity in your business, and how you can use an app called Gamma in your business, and how you can use an app called Notebook LM. Anybody heard of Notebook LM? Right. Notebook LM. We're going to do some cool stuff with it today. This is a very short period of time to kind of talk about this stuff. So I'm going to try to go fast. So there's a lot of room for questions, and just kind of give you a demonstration of how I use this stuff and how you can use it in your business. So we'll start with Perplexity. Something you guys want to note is Perplexity is known as like a research tool. It's like Google search on steroids. If you guys want to do deep research on a topic, Perplexity is the way to go. Yes, you can use Gemini. Yes, you can use Claude. Yes, you can use ChatGPT. I'm not telling you those tools will not give you good results. But it's widely known amongst the AI industry and circles that Perplexity is where you want to go to pull some of the best data you can get. And so what I'm going to do is, since we're in Woodbury, I do a lot of commercial or multifamily investment real estate. So I'll give you an example of that. But I was thinking about you guys and thinking about how we could use it in our residential businesses. So what I did last night is I put in a prompt here that says, give me an overview of what the area is like for a potential home buyer in the Woodbury, Minnesota, 55125 area. I have some buyers that are particular about schools, crime, shopping, jobs, taxes, and recreation. So I need a comprehensive report done on this area. I can create and convince them of how good this area is. Okay. One thing that's important, guys, is what you put in to the AI is what you're going to get back. So you really want to focus on your prompts. If you look at this prompt, I could have added more detail, but I'm getting the basics. I have a home buyer. They're interested in Woodbury. They're particular, and they want to know about these kind of things. So I'm asking Perplexity, I want you to do some research and come back to me with this, okay? So once I ran that, and here, I'm sorry, I'll make this a little bigger. So once I ran that, this is what I got back. This is their comprehensive home buyer guide. So schools, they gave me a bullet point, nice and easy, clean, easy to read, right? Crime and safety with bullet points, shopping with bullet points, job and employment with bullet points, taxes. And yes, you could probably pull this stuff off the realist and stuff, but I'm showing you the power of Perplexity here. Recreation, it got the exact things that I asked for. It says, hey, your report is ready to download. However, how many of you guys have heard of Gamma? Gamma AI. Okay. So Gamma AI is a really great tool that can help you build slide decks, web pages, and PDF documents in a matter of seconds with images, bullet points, infographics. And so we're going to do that right now, right? So what I did is I said, hey, Perplexity, now, what I see, where's my prompt here? I asked Perplexity if they could create this in a format that I can give it to Gamma. Okay. So it said, yes, we could do that. So I'm going to copy this copy right now, and I'm going to slide over to Gamma. Gamma is another app that we can use. And I have Gamma open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on create new AI. I'm going to paste that copy and text right in here. Okay. I want to create a presentation because I'm going to do a presentation when we go do a buyer rep, a buyer sit down, a buyer consultation. And I want to tell them why this area of Woodbury, and I want to show them how we're masters of this area. So I'm going to say, just generate notes from our outline. All right. And so what you're going to see, we're going to prompt the editor. And what it's going to start to do is we can pick our theme. Okay. So right now we'll just pick this theme. This is we'll pick this basic theme, and we'll just let the AI decide what kind of graphics they want to use. We'll say it's a 10 card. That means 10 pages. And now we're going to hit generate. Okay. So as we're talking, you should start seeing it generate this right before our very eyes. Now, how many of you guys were in college and you guys had to put slide decks together for reports and stuff? You spent hours, weeks doing that. I'm just sitting here talking to you now, and this is building this whole thing out for me. All right. So what did I have to do? I went into Perplexity. I put a prompt in there. I remember last night, Perplexity spent 3 minutes aggregating this data for me. And now I'm just copying that data. I'm putting it into Gamma, and it's creating this report. You go sit down at a buyer consult and you come with this report, you're knocking it out of the park, because the person who is not using AI, or the one who doesn't want to adapt to the technology we have, they're not coming with that. They're printing off realist information, which is great. That's still great stuff. But you can customize this to what you want. Okay. So, okay, great. We have our deck done. Why don't we take a look at our pages? So I think in here, I chose that I wanted line art for my graphics. You can see kind of like line art. These are, more of like animation, some are cartoons. But look at this. Look at how it formats this for us. It's got graph information. We got kind of like infographic studies set up. But I created my own theme that has my own logos in it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to go edit theme. And I'm going to say, I'm going to go to my custom theme, and I'm going to click there. And now it's going to change it to the colors of, guess what colors are those? Those are KW colors, right? And the font, I put the font in there to match our brand. So now I have a branded report that I can sit down with the homeowner and go through. The other thing is, let's say we were like, that's cool, but I don't want stick figures and that kind of thing in my thing. Let's just do another one here. And we'll go to prompt editor. And this time I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, I actually just want photos. Okay. I don't want line art. I want actual photos. And I'm going to ask it to generate the document again, the slide deck again. So again, it's going to the original template that we asked. And again, you can go in here and customize it, put your own colors. The reason why I started using this is I had an investor reach out to me. He wanted me to list 10 properties. And I had to create what we call in the commercial world, a broker opinion of a value for 10 properties. That is a lot of work. Even using this tool, it took me about a week to put all that together. But once I got it, I just took the information I had, I underwrote the deal, I put it in Gemini, I asked Gemini to give me a prompt, and then I stuck it in here. I created a template, and then I just did rinse and repeat, one after another. And then I had 10 of those. I went in there and I beat out some of the top brokers in the Twin Cities because I had my SHIT together when I sat down with him. Okay. Yeah. But so you can win out, okay, by using some of these tools. It just takes a little time to adapt to them. So as I'm talking, you see now that it's building it out with photos, right? This is AI doing this stuff. I don't have to go search for stock images. I have this looks like it could be, and I don't know if this is the actual municipality building for Woodbury, but what could we do here? We could just snag one off the internet and I could swap that out and start to customize this, okay? So any quick questions on Perplexity?
So how you just said, is that the right building? Can you write in there where you give a command to say, pull true images from Woodbury, Minnesota?
Potentially, I don't know.
Yeah, I know a lot of times they have like data, it's not always up to date. It'll be a year or two behind, as a, not being loaded in, whatever. How do you know complexity is giving you, like, is it source and?
So it will give you sources. If you prompt it to give you sources, if you're really worried about that, what you can do is you can run it through ChatGPT. You can run it through some of the other models and see what comes out. I did a commercial real estate one that I'll share with you guys next. That I ran it through ChatGPT and it said, okay, these are credible sources, but these ones here are the more credible ones, and here are more of like opinion based. And then from there, I created a document that was just more the facts and numbers, and it scrubbed out the opinion stuff. So yes, you can, if you want to fact check your stuff, you can. But something like this, I think, is pretty standard and pretty easy, right? This is just public information like we were talking about earlier.
So what portion of it would you do? The whole thing you run through to chat, or just copy?
I think you just use your own discretion, what you feel comfortable with. If you're really worried about misrepresentation of information, take the whole prompt and run it through ChatGPT, ask it to analyze it. If you're not as worried about that, then go for it. It's just going to be on your, or you could put a disclaimer on your document, say, hey, this was done by AI, blah, blah, blah.
I was just going to say, great point, William. While these tools are great, they're not always 100% accuracy. Just put some sort of disclaimer out there. The other thing that I've done too, which you could do here, I think you can do it in a much easier, simpler way, is I've taken PDF documents, scanned them in, and pulled them in to chat GPT, and you can ask it those two questions.
Yep.
Or ask it to check itself.
William,
Yes.
sorry. Is this something that you can, the one that you're in right now, is that Grandma AI?
No, this is Perplexity that I'm in here. Gamma AI is the app that builds out the
PDF.
Yep.
So in this case, do you have Perplexity in your laptop and cell phone?
Yes, it can be on both. Yeah.
You have it just in your computer?
Just on the desktop, but it's an app, a web-based app.
Oh, okay, so Grandma.
Yep, Gamma's on the web. Yep. Now, just so you know, I'll get you, Scott, 1 second. Just so you know, I think Gamma is going to become obsolete at some point because I believe Google Notebook LM, which I'm going to show you as well, is going to probably just integrate a lot of this stuff in. So one thing to be aware of, that this technology is moving at such a fast pace. You're going to want to kind of find your horse to ride and start mastering that. Don't try to master everything. Find the one that works best for you, because what I'm seeing is, like, for me, I'm starting to see Google and ChatGPT and Claude are kind of like in a 3-horse race, but I'm starting to see Google do some things that nobody's doing. And we're going to touch that. Scott, I'll get you a question and I got to move on.
Like to top you.
No, I'm not adoptable, Scott. You might want to return me after you had me in your house for a couple hours. Oh, yes. Yes, GAMMA.ai. So I'll just show you really quick again. I did a prompt for Okay, I think that was me looking for trivia nights and place to hang out at. Anyways, what I'll do is I did a prompt for commercial real estate, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to create some content for Safari. There it is. I wanted to create some content for what we call Notebook LM. And this is Notebook LM, guys. So you do need like a Google Workspace account to get it. I know our KW one, as individuals, we're not allowed to access it yet, but I'm sure pretty soon it's going to be standard. So I have my own like Google Workspace account. And so what you do is when you log in, it'll be down here. All right, you see this icon here. So you'll click on Google, the Notebook LM icon. So I'm going to open up this. I got this prompt from Perplexity. This data, this information from Perplexity. So what Notebook LM is a learning model. It's designed to help you learn. Most of the people that are using it are probably in college, they're probably in school, okay? But there's other uses that you can use for this to adapt to your business and adapt to yourself. For instance, what if you want to know, what if we took that Woodbury study and we put this in Notebook LM and we had it teach us everything we need to know about Woodbury. So when we go sit in that person's living room, we just knock it out of the park because we've been educated on that. Well, how does it educate us? A couple of different ways. So if you see this panel here, this panel is the studio. And when you click on these, it has a couple of different panels that will give you different ways you can learn. One could be an audio overview. One could be a video overview. Let's click on a mind map for a second. Mind map, and that's generating right now as we're talking. A mind map will kind of map out how you can theorize everything and how you can learn this stuff. It's actually kind of crazy here. So we'll click on that. This is a mind map. So it's showing me, here's the commercial real estate outlook. Then I can click over here and it's going to start showing me how to break up your thought patterns and how you can try to figure this stuff out. So what if you guys got real estate teams and you put something in there? This is going to help you guys think how you can map out your team or your strategy. All right. This is high level stuff. This is like the hard work of like going on a whiteboard and drawing a thought bubble. And no, we don't have to do that anymore. It's right here. They're doing it for us, right? So this is an opportunity for you guys to really level up your businesses. Let me show you the thing that's going to blow your mind. So we took this prompt, we put it in here, and we said, I said, hey man, I need a video overview of what we're talking about here. And this is what it created.
You've probably seen the headlines. Commercial real estate is all over the news, and most of it sounds, well, pretty scary.
And do it because of
They're all screaming crisis.
Okay, so you kind of got an idea that, because of the echo and how we're sharing, I can't play the whole video, but this actually created an entire video. I'll kind of fast forward through it here, where it created a video with infographics off of this report. Okay, here's another thing it could do. And you're not going to be able to hear it. So I guess maybe I'll do, this is actually a podcast. I know there'll be a little echo, but I just want to give you an idea of what the podcast is all about.
Yeah, it's a year of extreme bifurcation. You have specific regions, specific asset classes that are actually doing quite well. And you have others.
So basically, it created a podcast of two people discussing the commercial real estate environment for 2026 based on just a couple words that I put in there. An entire episode of back and forth dialogue. You can download that, save it, post it. Okay. And that took about 10 minutes, right? I put it in there, hopped in the shower. All right. This is just the tip of the iceberg, you guys. Yeah, let me just show you guys a couple more things and I'll take some questions here. There's a couple other things. So there was one other thing I wanted to show you. We had the mind mapping. Here's the infographic. So it created an infographic just based off of my report that I uploaded in there. So this could be a social media post. This could be something you share with a client. I just got an email from some guys that I'm trying to do a 15 unit. I'm trying to get them to let me list their 15 unit property in Duluth. I don't know a lot about Duluth. Guess what I'm going to be doing? All right. I'm going to be learning about Duluth, and I'm going to be putting this stuff in here, and I'm going to go, because they've already said we're talking to some other brokers. Well, I know they're talking to the big dogs. So I'm going to go in here and try to differentiate myself from my competition by using this. So let's say I want to learn. I'll just do one more thing and I'll take some questions. So right now I'm generating flashcards. Everybody remembers flashcards, right? I'm generating flashcards. It's going to help me learn. I think my microphone might be on still. It's going to help me learn about this marketplace. What is this one here? That's a report. What's this one? The operator's playbook. Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to show you guys. This is the slide deck that this created. So you know how we talked about Gamma? This is the slide deck that Notebook LM created. Now, the difference is this isn't as customizable as Gamma's. So if you remember, we could go on Gamma and change the photos, the font. So this is more like, this is how you get it. Yep.
So you put in the information, and then on the left side, is it giving you options of what it can do with it? Is that correct?
No, those options are here in the studio.
Oh, in the studio.
Yep, in the studio. Okay. Yep. And I'll just show you the flashcards real quick. So now I want to learn. I want to practice on the commercial real estate world. What is the benchmark for federal rates, the federal fund rate range as of late December of 2025? Well, I don't know. Let me learn. What is it? Okay. So it's going to give me the, where's the answer at? There it is. You click on see the answer. So just how you might study for your real estate exam. This is a way you can learn about your markets, a lot of stuff, your team.
So the steps you took to get here, you please before you got to be perfect.
Uh-huh.
You took the answer that generated for you.
Yep.
And instead of going to grammar, you went to
Notebook LM.
Copy here.
Paste it in there. Yep.
And this one is also desktop or?
Yes, desktop. Yep.
Only.
Yep. It's a web-based app right now. Okay. Yep. Mo, you had a question?
For this, but in order to run or use this, I need to put something in.
Yep.
So, and I mean that in saying, so you know how like for chat, you could say, I don't know, like you said, find me bingo or game nights, right?
Yep.
So this one though, can I find me game nights?
No, this is going to be, you put the results in here and it's going to teach you what a bingo game nights are. Correct. Or it could give you an infographic or a flashcard. This is a learning model. The LM stands for learning model. But this is like I said earlier, like what if you and your team sat down and strategized with how you're going to build out 2027? Mm-hmm. Then you put your information in here and do that. Someone back there had a question? Yeah. No, this is a paid model. I don't think there's a free model. If there is, I don't know about it. Okay, there is a free model, she said. Yep. So I have a workspace I just have a workspace. So I don't remember. It's $20 a month, $18 a month.
I'm gonna pass this around, please. If you want anything sent to you, even if you're an agent here, please put your name down, and then that way I'll send out everything.
I'll do one last thing real quick that I've been using. For those of you guys that do utilize Command or utilize a CRM or like to document stuff, I bought a subscription called Otter.ai, which records conversations, are you okay? And so Drew will go over that. But I'll just say what I do is specifically, I just use the notes for my CRM. When I make phone calls, I put my notes in the CRM. So when I call somebody back a month later, 4 months later, a year later, don't do that. I have, hey, last time we talked, I remember that you had a kid. How's your kid? How old is she now? So Drew will talk about that, but these are just some of the things I'm using and other things you guys could use. Any other questions before I wrap up?
good info.
So the final on the previous,
LM?
so once you get whatever you wanted, could you copy that whole thing and put it back in the one that customized to get it customized?
Yeah, you can. I don't necessarily know if Notebook LM will change the information. It's more about Notebook LM is helping you digest the information. That's what Notebook LM is for. It's helping you learn. So in terms of like I guess you could take one of the slide decks and put it back into Perplexity and ask it information, or take one of the slide decks and put it back into ChatGPT. I mean, there's a lot. You just have to play with it, right? But I'm not sure what the use would be for that. Just think of this. I'll leave you guys with this. Think of Perplexity as for research, right? Maybe Gemini, ChatGPT, and Claude are your everyday interactions, and Notebook LM is for learning. It's for learning, but I think you can use it for other things too. You could create a whole podcast with, fake people, basically. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Well, he's got it on my show.
All right, so one of the main tools that I use in my business, both as the MCTT, but also as an agent, is what William started to talk about at the end, and it is Otter AI. This is both web-based and an app on your phone. I do use both, and essentially it's helping me take notes, helping me remember what I talked about, helping me remember what classes I went to. So whether I'm in an agent meeting, a listing presentation, a buyer presentation, I can have this running on my phone, click record, and it is recording our entire presentation. It's smart enough to know how many speakers there are. It breaks out speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3. You can eventually teach it, your name and your speaker, but then it won't have them. But essentially, it takes an entire transcript of either your phone call, your in-person call, your Zoom call, whatever meeting you're having and whatever format you're doing it in. It records it. So this one, I went to the Twin Cities Agent Summit last year. I just, for the entire 7 hours, had Otter AI listening to everything that was said. Yes, I'm paying attention, but this is also paying attention. And it builds out the entire transcript of everything that was said at the exact timestamp it was said, and you can actually listen back to it as an audio. So whether you're going through the transcript manually or listening back to it, super simple to have a whole recollection of what was taught. You can take it a step deeper, and it is learning everything. So we have a search bar up here, or we have a specific AI chat box in the bottom right-hand corner. The chat box here is going to help me learn stuff about this transcript and this meeting that I went to, whereas this search bar is going to be a more general search bar. If I wanted to have it remind me of what Aaron and I talked about on February 10th of last year, I could type that in. It would pull up my conversations that I had with Aaron, then I could review stuff. So like recruiting wise for Aaron, she talks to all of you in her appointments. This would help her remember what she promised you at a recruiting appointment, or special things that you might want help with. So, whether you're in her position, our position, we talk to people over the course of the year. It's hard to remember. This will remember everything you talked about for you. Phone calls, it does alert there's a recording, but in every other instance, it doesn't. So I absolutely love this. I then will take either the full transcript or the summary that it auto generates me, and I feed this into Gemini, ChatGPT, other learning models, and have it help me build slide decks, reports, graphics. So this isn't building any of that for you, any marketing materials. It is just a really solid brain for you. It is remembering every meeting, Zoom, things that you've been to, And the beauty of it is I have my Zoom link hooked up to this. So if you have and my calendar. So if I have a Zoom on my calendar that I can't make it to, my Otter AI assistant's going to enter the Zoom, record the whole Zoom, listen to it, and then feed me the notes, as long as it's allowed into the room. Every once in a while, I'll get an email, Otter AI wasn't allowed into this room, or the Zoom just didn't happen, so it didn't record it. But yeah, if you miss a meeting, this can go in your place and still gather all the notes and do that for you.
And when it enters the room, is it entering the room at Otter AI?
It says Andrew's AI note taker. So it does say who it is. Yes. Any other questions that, yeah.
With phone calls, does it work with an app, like, is it at the phone, or does it, like, it's on your computer?
So yeah, the app is based on your phone and then on the computer. So if you're using it on the computer, you could put things on speakerphone, but I use it actually in the app natively and it works well.
Say on phone call, like, I don't want to record it, or.
I usually tell people, hey, can I record this for my notes? And they'll either say yep or no. And then I'm listening. But technically, we live in a state that you don't, as long as we're not using this for legal purposes in a lawsuit, you can record your listing presentations without alerting them. But you need two-party consent if you're going to use this as evidence in a lawsuit. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm not a lawyer, but I can tell you, you can record your Zooms, you can record your meetings without alerting the other person. I like to tell people, hey, I record my meetings just so that I have all the notes, but totally up to you. I've yet to have anyone really push back on me. This has internal storage. So this isn't using the storage on your phone. So this is a cloud-based system. I do have a subscription. I know there's a free version. So I know I have extended space because of my subscription. I would imagine you only are able to save X amount of conversations with the free model, where I can save unlimited. What was that? Thank you. Free version, 300 minutes per month. Yes.
So I used this last week when I was at the conference. My question is, when you share something, are you able to share it with the actual voice, or is it only the transcript?
You know, I have yet to try and download the audio file, but I'll look into that. I imagine so you can.
So good.
Yeah, I imagine you can download the audio transcript for sure.
Just on that note, you saw a keynote. What I've done in the past, I've gone to like a real estate summit, recorded the whole thing, put it into ChatGPT, asked it to create a MailChimp newsletter, and then I distributed that out to all my real estate investors based on the information I got.
Nice.
So and I got replies back like, that was a great email. And I was like,
yeah.
You can use this stuff in a lot of different ways.
So highly searchable. You could have conversations with a client over 10 years. And as long as you use this, it's remembering everything. You can go back, ask it questions about conversations you had in the past, and then it's going to pull up everything that it can find that fits to that. So I've been having a lot of fun with this. Helps me stay organized, and is just a giant brain for you to use as an assistant. My other favorite tool I've been using is Opus Clip. It allows you to take large form videos or just longer videos, and then it needs to be edited. So this isn't editing the video in the sense of something you would pay someone to do all the frames and graphics and make it look good. This is taking a long form already edited video and using AI, distinguishing what's going to be the best to break down for short form, for reels, stories, and then it's going to auto-generate these clips for you that you can automatically post on your social media. So there's a lot of agents out there that are doing this where they're using one video and building all of their content for the week off of that one 30-minute, 40-minute, however long you can talk about the topic. This will then break it down into parts that are manageable, digestible for other social media platforms. You can then take it a step further and also take that video, feed it into AI, get a transcript, feed it back into ChatGPT, ask it to build a blog post around that video. Then you can start to have it help you build social media files. So you can really take that one form of content and then between ChatGPT and Opus Clip, build out a week's, 2 weeks worth of content that you are slowly just kind of posting out. Opus Clip is a paid service. I think it's $20 a month, but I've been loving it. I'm using it in my husband's business, helping him with some video content, and he's been getting a lot of good feedback. My other one, there's AI features in it, but it's not so much. Oh, yeah. OPUS and then Clip. Yeah. The other one that I'm using, the app itself isn't necessarily AI, but it's got AI features, and I think every agent should be using the app, is Kubicasa. It is free floor plan generating measures. It can also, the free version will make you floor plans and measurements, but if you pay for their version, you can do 3D tours, kind of Matterport style stuff just with your phone. You don't need extra equipment. The app teaches you kind of how to do it. So if you're not very tech savvy, I promise you could likely learn. We can help you out. But yes, please.
Stop paying your photographers to do it because that's what they're using. And it's so easy. It takes 5 to 7 minutes to measure an entire house.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome. So I'm using it with every single listing. I know a lot of other agents are as well. And if you pay for the version, it can start to do some really cool 3D renderings, tours, and some extra AI stuff. But I've just been using the free version, and it just makes a very solid floor plan that's easy to read and easy to use.
You can pay, individual
please.
floor plans on each one too. So like if I have a more upscale listing, I'll just choose to pay for a 2D or 3D or however you want to do it.
Yeah, so if you don't want to pay for the monthly subscription, you can one-off pay for a better looking model or 3D tour.
Yeah, it's got a thing. 3D is that or not? It's no, if you still want like the so the free version I think is like the black and white floor plans. I pay like $15 for the 2D floor plans, and I do each floor separate, and then you can do all of them on one. And I just posted. But the version you'll always have to pay for the 3D tours. Yeah. That's always behind a paywall. Yeah, more storage, more features, that kind of stuff. But some of it is always, unfortunately, locked behind a paywall. PropertyAItools.com is going to be a website that is just a very comprehensive list of a ton. It's a third-party website that's just basically a marketplace of AI tools that are specifically for real estate agents. So it's broken down by category. So if you're looking for staging services, video editing, you just find the category and it's going to give you the best AI tools for that category. PropertyAItools.com. Nick, are you still using your spreadsheet of AI tools, or has that kind of gone away?
Do you have that?
I have. So I'll share, if you've written your email down on that sheet, I've got Nick and I have a spreadsheet that's got like over 700 or so AI tools, again, broken out. Can be a little overwhelming to look at because there's just so much out there. But again, breaks it down by category. So pretty simple to kind of, if you don't know of an AI for a specific thing that you're using or wanting, you can check that out, see if there's one in a category. And then my final tool I'll talk about that I've been using, or actually two, my apologies, is Reimagine Home. That's RE and then Imagine Home. It's a virtual staging AI that works pretty well, in my opinion. Caveat to that, remember, if we ever use virtual staging photos in our listings, you must disclose it on every single photo. Yes. Again, you can pay and there's like better options, but you can do it for free. So you can, what was that?
When you pay for
Sorry. I've taken down so many accounts and paid for so many things. I truly don't remember. I may have one time said my debit card was lost or stolen so that subscriptions would stop because I had so many. My other final thing I've been using, it's pretty much the same thing as Otter AI, but it's an actual device that hooks to my phone. It's called Plod. So it does pretty much the exact same thing, but I think the AI is a little better in terms of if I ask it, what did I say to this person or what did we talk about? It's really pulling it up rather than just giving me a list of what it thinks. The device I think was like 170, but then it's free to use. And this one doesn't tell people when I'm recording the phone call. So I like that feature. But again, it looks like one of those magnetic Apple wallets, and I thought I had it with me. But again, it records phone calls, organizes them, allows me to use AI to look back, ask questions, quantify data, that kind of stuff.
Now, how do you spell that?
Plaude, Plod. I think they're like very close to releasing their next version of the device. So like William said, things are moving very, very fast in the AI world. A service you use today could vastly change tomorrow. It could all of a sudden go behind a paywall. It could disappear. It could be bought up. So like he said, focus on one thing, focus on a few things. But we are approaching in years coming that there are going to be winners. There's going to be platforms, devices that buy out a lot of stuff are kind of the clear winners. So just keep plugging in, keep coming to these as the landscape changes. We're going to keep updating you guys. And we're going to continue bringing in other agents like William Moe that have really great different perspectives. So each month there should be kind of different ideas and different platforms being shared. So this is kind of all that we have right now for the actual, what we're bringing to you. We have the next hour scheduled. We don't have to use the whole hour, but this time now is really to hear from other agents in the room, what they're having success with. If they're struggling, maybe we can have a conversation about that kind of stuff. So now is kind of the time that we're supposed to mastermind and just start chatting with each other.
So I had a question about the Opus.
Yes.
So does it add like automatically format the videos to specific like tailored platforms? I know like TikTok.
Yeah, like it'll exactly. I mean, it can't do like if you take it horizontal and you want it vertical, there's going to be some stuff like on the side, like blank space. It's not going to work magic like that, but it does format it to be exported right into those platforms. Does anyone else have? Yes, Nick.
So there's a guy by the name of Dan Martell.
Okay.
DAN space MARTELL. We probably drop the video once or twice a week. And he's got a lot of AI tools that he goes through.
Is this on YouTube?
Yeah, correct. I like to follow him every so often. Like once a month, I'll go back and catch up on it. Some of them have nothing to do with us. It's just building a business.
Us in real estate, you mean?
As in real estate. Dan Martell. He's got some really good videos on AI tools, new things that are coming up, updates on old tools, etc.
And I think I'm going to start for now a Google Word doc that won't be editable by you guys. That will be view only. And I'll just start every time we have one of these, I'll just start a new page. And so all the notes that we've talked about today, I'll post in there and then send to all of you.
So I just got back from a conference in Arizona, the summit, Jeff Glover, and I did not believe how much was on AI. So it was just that thing that I kind of put aside, dabbled a little bit. My husband does a little bit more, but it was a little overwhelming, but I learned so much about just start playing with a little bit. Like you said, like talk to it so it learns who you are. It also said that ChatGPT is going to be not the highest on the list for, it's going to be Gemini because of YouTube and Google and how they're all connected.
Yeah.
That Gemini will be taking place of ChatGPT eventually. So it'll go up on the list. So it was very interesting. But they had a whole fireside chat panel of all these people that were AI, and it was fascinating.
Yeah. You are texting, you're learning. I like it.
Very overwhelming.
What I would say too is the more you use it, like I've been using ChatGPT now for over a year, and it will bring up and recall and add details from previous conversations and chats that I've had with it. It just blows my mind every single time. But for me, from my perspective, it's been such a time saver. I love some of the things that William talked about, you know, creating, prepping, getting ready for meetings, stuff that you might not necessarily consider yourself a master in. Well, guess what? Literally 15 minutes in ChatGPT or some sort of AI platform and you are the master, right? You're the master of it now. So.
And I recorded the whole conference on the Otter.
Love it.
So it was
Love it.
fantastic to
Look
have
at you.
that done.
That's awesome.
And they said that AI is not gonna replace the agents, like you said, it's just the agents that aren't doing AI, and they're gonna move to front.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we
Absolutely.
can't ignore it, we're gonna move forward.
Absolutely. PC, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. How do you see new agents just getting into the industry using AI in order to maybe find traction faster? Yes.
I mean, if it's used right, I feel like it's definitely gonna help people move along faster. It's definitely gonna help create more confidence in some of these agents where they've got the resources, they've got it laid out really nicely. Especially being able to do the research like William was showing, being able to have that and not second guessing yourself. I push a lot of people in Sparks. They're trying to gain content on an area, so we can see some of these tools instead and create beautiful graphics.
Helping them create scripts. Maybe they're going to go on a listing appointment. They're going up against two other more experienced agents. Help me create a script that I could use on that listing appointment, you know, to make myself stand head and shoulders above the others.
I find too often agents, especially random agents, get so lost in the weeds of like, what do I create? What do I do? I can't even get started until I have the first 200 steps created. It's like, no, just get the business and figure it out from there. But this will definitely help them get more organized and look more professional at the beginning.
Awesome. Who else is using AI? And how are you using it, Adam?
I'm using it a lot for that learning side of it. Just understanding marketplace in certain areas. Like you had the example of Blueberry. There's a certain neighborhood I want to become an expert in and understand. I dig into it and use it for stats and just as educational purposes. Starting to use it more for scripting and for social media posts, things like that. Just kind of helping people become a better agent.
The podcasting thing blew my mind.
I
mean, endless content for you to create and put out there. That's crazy.
I wish we could have heard like, oh, it's so realistic. It's scary. I mean, I know we were talking in our last leadership meeting. I was telling you, we didn't even get this stuff. Like we could take a picture of Aaron right now in that share. We could create scripts from ChatGPT and just stick that on a monitor. And it's gonna look like she's just sitting there where she's at right now talking.
Let's do it.
You know, and so well that's coming. Like there's
Never gonna see you
TikTok
again.
channel. There's whole TikTok channels and YouTube channels of legitimate experts that are teaching this stuff there, and they're just avatars.
I'm just gonna be a hologram.
She doesn't need AI to make her talk.
Pipe down there.
That don't get one that will just get to the point quicker, right?
Summarize.
Okay, I got you.
I saw a few other hands. Who else said they're using AI and is willing to share how you're using it? Nick.
I've been using it a lot to just talk for ideas for marketing. And also like a business plan or a yearly plan or a productivity plan, so on and so on.
I mean, think about just something as simple as thinking about what your goals are for 2026, feeding that into ChatGPT and asking it to come up with a plan or step-by-step plan on what you need to do in order to achieve the results that you desire. I mean, it's just unlimited potential.
Can I share one more thing?
Please do.
So what I did, some of you guys who follow me on social media know about this. I paid for a disc profile. That's like your personality test. I did that back in like October, and then I was sitting there one day. I was like, wait, I was working on my plan for 2026. And you know, a lot of us as realtors are disorganized. We got the ADD, ADH brains, right? So it's hard for us to organize. So what I did is I took the personality test and I ran it through ChatGPT. And so from like November to December, as I was planning my 2026, I had it planning based on my personality. Because what happens if you just go in there and hey, help me plan for 2026, it's going to tell you all this real structured stuff that, yeah, it will work if you could do it, but a lot of us are not wired that way. So it created some things for me and how my brain works, and it helped me tailor my 2026 plan, how I do things based on what my limitations are and what my strengths are. An example would be, instead of creating a to-do list for myself in a day, which is, it's not gonna happen. It says dump all your ideas in this app and 10 minutes every morning, delegate to who else it should go to. And then what you're gonna work on. And if it doesn't involve A, B, or C, then it doesn't get touched. Like I needed that written out for me because I didn't know how to decipher that information. So I would strongly, I know Erin, you said she gave me a personality test that we could use here. I would say take that, upload that into whatever thing you're using and help that with your business and help it give you ideas on how you can operate your business. Because sometimes we're operating on what works for everybody else and not necessarily what works for ourselves.
I love that you shared that. So we did that with last year's ALC. They all took a KPA. By the way, everyone is able to take a KPA. Just ask Ann to send it to you. So I made them all take a KPA. I took that KPA, I ran it through ChatGPT, and I asked it to create a marketing plan that best suited them, you know, for the coming year. And I shared it at the ALC meeting, and they were all like, "Oh my God, it's creepy," because it just nails your strengths and weaknesses and tells you where to spend your time.
And to just remind you, most of the large ones like ChatGPT or Gemini, in your settings, you'll have like profile area that you can feed it information that you want it to always know about you. So like your DIS profile or KPA, that's the spot I would put it rather than just starting a prompt feeding it, because that way it's always going to remember you, not in just certain circumstances. So
can I ask a question on that? So when we were sitting at our mastermind table for the AI stuff, the one gal had suggested just brain dumping into it. So the ChatGPT gets to know who you are and how. Would you do that in the feed or would you do that in?
Brain dump in the feed,
Yeah.
but like very specific information about you, your age, your business, that kind of stuff should go in your settings, customize. Topics, ideas, your like that would be more of a brain dump. And Marjorie still here? No. So like if you are concerned about connecting things to AI and giving it access, you can still train it on your texts, your emails without giving it access to your account. Copy them, put them in a Word document, put them in something and just make a list. You can feed that whole document to ChatGPT and say, hey, this is a document of all my sent emails. You know, look at the language I use, the grammar. This is how I want you to formulate emails from now on. So you don't have to give it access to your email account to still allow it to learn your email.
Before, there's a couple more hands in the room, but before I go to them, I just want to put it out there that Anthony and I came up with the idea of anyone who wants to stay afterwards and just talk about, we're going to do a video. We got mics. We can mic you up, do a video about the AI class that you took today, something you learned that you're going to take away that you can either parlay into helping your clients or your business. Then you can take that video, and you can't put the video in ChatGPT. There might be another AI platform, but you can describe what's recorded in the video in chat and ask them to come up with a post that you can post on your Facebook group to help you push your business or speak to your clients. So if that's something that you're interested in, we're talking about like a 30-second video, maybe not even that. If you want to stick around and participate in that, just know that we're going to be up here after the class is done. Anthony, I saw your hand, and then Bill, we're going to go to you.
We'll go back to the KPA. One of the things I just wanted to do clarity, especially if you're trying to plan out your 2026 business or moving forward, if you put your KPA into ChatGPT and say, based off of my KPA, what are my best ways of prospecting? Where do I show up better to prospect? We'll actually break it down and tell you exactly what things you best for you.
Okay, Bill.
I was just gonna ask for a definition, more solid definition of brain dumping. I mean,
So she
it's
said
not
she
supposed to
literally-
be who you are or what you are.
She literally would just talk to it like a journal.
Like all the thoughts that are just rolling around in your head, or things that you want to do that you never get to.
Right. You don't want to know.
They know kind of what characters are.
Here's a good description. It's what I do to Steve at the end of every day. I just brain dump on him. Did I see any more hands? Any more? Yes.
So since Gemini is going to be like the main one that things are kind of gearing towards, if you use ChatGPT for so long, like it knows me.
You can export your profile.
You can.
Yes. So there's so many prompts, but just Google like a prompt to export your known information from ChatGPT. It'll give you a really good prompt. Give that to ChatGPT, and it will give you all of the information that it learned about you, and then you can take that tell Gemini, hey, I've been working in GPT. I'm gonna feed you everything that I've worked with there. Please digest this, use this. This is me. And then you can have Gemini learn everything that ChatGPT had on.
Anna,
I have more than one question, but they're quick.
Okay.
So if I've never used ChatGPT for my entire life, would it be better for me to just go straight to Gemini?
Are you a KW agent?
yep,
Yes.
Yes, you have a free Gemini account through your KW email. So just go to Gemini.com, and then it'll ask you to sign in, and you'll just sign in using your KW credentials, and then it's a free premium account.
what other questions?
Second question, the guy in the front row that was doing the presentation.
William?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I add you on Facebook?
Sure.
Schultz, SCHULTZ, William.
I'll stop by, say. Stop by.
And then my third question is, if I got a KK done and KW, like when I first started.
Yep.
Is that something that you should do every so often? Is it possible that change? Or
Yeah, you can. I've done the KPA probably 3 or 4 times. You will see slight changes. They won't be significant. So it's not a bad idea if it's been a while since you've taken one to do another. Because we grow, right? Who I am today is definitely very different than who I was 8 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Did I see another hand? Any others? Question?
I'll just make a comment. 6 months ago, using this stuff, there's things you couldn't do that you can do today. And it's gotten where it's all conversational. Like I took Fortran in 1984, learned I wasn't a programmer, but I love computing. I waited 50 years to be able to talk to this thing and tell it what I want to do. And I've been driving cooks around, getting to work because of the ice stuff. In the last week, I was a cook for 2 years professionally. Worked in a kitchen, recently quit, but so you called in to help out. And now I've been driving cooks to and from because of stuff going on, apples and stuff. A year ago, I wanted to build an app for called Hands on the Fly. And I could never really build it. Found a programmer, but it just wasn't getting where I needed to be. He ended up going on vacation. Long story short, I just said, screw it. Two days ago, I got on Quad and I just had a conversation. And I said, I'm looking to build an app that does this. Gives you the framework. What does this mean? Ask it anything you want to know, as simple as it is. So it'll give you the answer. It'll fix your problems. It'll straighten out your money. It'll literally do everything. And I spent 1 day building this app, and it's actually perfect what I was looking at. I sent it to my programmer. We scrapped this whole thing. It's all getting back-ended now. And hopefully we'll have a working app in a couple of days. But this is at 6 months to a year of working. 2 days.
I love it. I love it.
I don't know.
I love it.
It works.
And it's true.
That's my testimony.
No, thank you for sharing. Feed it anything. There's a funny story that I think, Drew, you might have been with me or around me when we heard this story about there was some guy who he and his wife were just, constantly at odds. And so he started, if I mess up the story, please correct it because it's such a good one. But he started going to ChatGPT. How do I communicate with my wife? He didn't tell her he did it. He didn't tell her he was doing it. So over the course of a couple of months, he started taking advice from ChatGPT. And one day she came to him. She's like, what is going on? Like, you are a new person. Suddenly they were getting along. It was amazing. And did I miss anything?
No,
I meant to be telling the story as well as we heard it, but I was just like, brilliant.
He basically built a chat bot of his wife.
Yes.
Fed in all the information on like who she is, how she thinks, how she communicates. And then he would fight with the chat bot.
Before
the fight to be like, how should I approach this? This is what I want to say. And it would give him pointers on how she would receive it and like how he should talk about it.
I mean, come on.
Completely changed their communication.
Their relationship, yeah.
Just
right? I know. I know.
Like as a realtor, I use ChatGPT voice, and we'll give it a prompt of, okay, I'm a realtor at an open house, and you walk in. Let's have a conversation and don't make it easy for me, and like give it just a little bit. And then I'll say afterwards, after there's voice side of it, I'll say, okay, now tell me what I did right, tell me what I did wrong, and tell me what needs to change.
Yeah, love it.
It breaks down the entire, you did this right, you asked this question, but after this question, you should ask this question, you didn't, you went this way instead.
Yeah.
And it does, and I get a whole coach.
I love it. I'm geeking out. Yeah.
One other little one. So for me in campaign, so my ChatGPT over the last 3 years or so that I've been elected official or whatever, it has learned me and knows me, it takes all of the stuff from the internet and just gives me a constant update. And I made campaign flyers and posters and all that last year, and they were horrible. They were just horrible. I didn't even use them. I was so embarrassed. And so I reached out to the marketing lady to work with her, and she suggested, someone else suggested to run it in ChatGPT, just to say, put that one that I already made, make it better. Oh my gosh, that saved me like $250 because it made it better, and now all I need to do is print. You know, I didn't need someone to do it for me, so that was just like
Endless uses. So before we cut you guys loose, thank you, Mo, for sharing that. Who would be up for our next mastermind? You know, it'll be, I don't know, a couple months, Q2 sometime. Obviously, it'll be new content. As people have shared today, it's, you know, quickly changing. You know, just by a show of hands, you're not committing to anything, but who would be interested in continuing kind of this series, Mastermind on AI? Mr. Duckworth, why is your hand not up? Okay. He's going to be speaking at the next one. He just doesn't know yet. Right. Well, thank you everyone for coming, for participating, for your contribution. Anyone that wants to stick around and do a quick video that you can post on social and use for your business, line up, come on up.